for another Morrison's individual apple pie, but just to mix it up a bit, I'm going for it hot today. So I've got some banana on there, I've got my usual orange juice. Also got a tiny bit of ice cream, just as a bit of a Friday treat. So this pie actually works pretty well for Friday Pie Day. This means I've had 5 Morrison's pie meals in a row now, I think. I said yesterday I was going to reveal the top Morrison's supermarket for pie sales. It is, of course, Middlesbrough, closely followed by Stockport and Hull. I hope that nugget of information really enriches your life. So for lunch, my 6th and final consecutive Morrison's pie meal, a steak and kidney pie and salad. Controversially, I've gone for this pie cold, but it really does seem to work. The pastry is quite nice and crumbly and soft. The filling is decent, not too much kidney flavour, but there's a big air gap, which is a bit disappointing. So you may remember on this machine I was 10 stone 6 and body fat of 11.8. Now look at it, I've gone down in both weight and body fat. Amazing. So I'm very excited to be going somewhere a little bit special for dinner. The Farmer's Boy Inn in Longhope, Gloucestershire. They are really into their pies. It's where the Mad About Pies brand was created, who we rated very highly recently. And also they have an awful lot of pies on their menu, so this is going to be good, hopefully. And most excitingly, they also have a wine and pie shop. Just amazing. Why don't all pubs have one? So I'm here with Phil Kiernan, who's the owner of the Farmer's Boy Inn and the Mad About Pies brand, and this is his pie shop. So tell me a bit about the shop, Phil.
Well, the shop basically is somewhere where we can sell local produce, and we manufacture pies throughout the UK, and we said we just couldn't sell pies in the shop. So we sell local produce regarding local cheese, as we can sell God Sells cheese that we do. We also sell local beef, Cotswolds beef, and we make our burgers here. And also, given small businesses, for example, as you can see here, we do have Mayhill Brewery, which supply their beer to us. Also, we have big companies like Western Cider. We also sell wine here. We have local wine as well that we sell locally, which is made in Longhope. We do ice cream, which is basically Cotswolds, the Cotswolds Winston's ice cream from Stroud. And we also have, as you can see, our selection of our pies, which is here. We do retail for supermarkets, but we also do more rustic, more farmhouse style pies like this, which sell in most deli shops in the Forest of Dean and throughout Gloucester. And that's basically it, that's what we do.
So what is it you think makes your pies particularly special?
Our pies, the product that we have is a gourmet product. All our pies are, the meat is either Aberdeen Angus or Hereford Bull. Mm-hmm. It's hand cut, very important, not machine, it's hand cut. Every piece of meat that goes in the pie is hand cut, so there's no fat on it at all. Yeah. We do have a saying, when you find any fat or grizzle, you do not pay for the pie. That's how confident we are about it. We mix it with a secret recipe of herbs and blends, and a lot of spices too as well. And then we put it together and we slowly cook it. And we marinate it within either ale, if we're doing beef, or Guinness, or any stout that we use. And we marinate the meat, but the secret is cooking it very slowly. And that's what we do.
Yeah, I think that all showed with the pie I just ate.
Well, it's just, the flavour there should be a lot going on in it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's not just something that we kind of put, even the pastry. When you think about the pastry can't sweat. It's got to be nice and crisp, not too hard, not sweaty underneath. So every little detail, you know, it's trial and error. Yeah. We go out and we buy pies, we buy different pies. We cut them down the middle and see what's happening. Yeah. And then we go, well, okay, you know, this is the way we don't want to be, this is the way we want to go. So that's very important research. Yeah. And then we put it on the table, and then we listen to the customer. Yeah. Listen to the customer. That's the reason why Mad About Pies and the Family Pie has grown, because we listen to the customer. The comments box, for example, what pie would you like? Yeah. We'd like this pie. Okay, let's go and do this pie. You know, we've had some crazy pies. Squirrel pie we haven't got onto yet, but you know,
it's a good range you've got on at the moment. But I have to come back and try some more. Absolutely. So you were telling me earlier about what you feel makes a proper pie. Would you like to explain that to me now?
The story of the pie. What is a pie?
Yeah.
And we have a story of the pie, and a real pie is a pie encased in pastry. This is a real pie. Now, I know a lot of places they do the pie in the dishes, which we do as well.
Yeah.
Puff pastry, fantastic product, but it's not a pie. A real pie is encased in a short crust pastry with either a puffed or a short crust lid on top.
Yeah.
But it has to be encased. It started in Yorkshire, I believe. It's a Yorkshire product where the men used to go down the mines and used to have the Sunday dinner, and used to go on the Monday, put the Sunday dinner in the pastry, and they used to eat it. And that's where the pie came from. So a pie has to be encased in pastry to be called a pie.
Yeah, and it can be quite hard to find that proper, fully encased pie, but that's, from a Pierate perspective, that's what we're really searching for, is the proper, fully encased pie.
I admire Pierate and what they're doing. I really enjoy what they're doing. I know I do. I admire Pierate, and they're getting the word out there, and there's certain marks you have to tick. You can't just be, a Pierate, customer or whatever.
Yeah.
You have to tick all the boxes, basically.
Yeah, and I saw you'd mentioned us in your magazine here. That was nice to see.
We do a monthly magazine called The Purple Cow.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's called The Purple Cow is it's a bit like Pierate. It has to be a little bit different. It has to be out there, thinking outside the box. It has to do those sort of things.
Yeah.
So basically, The Purple Cow is a monthly magazine which we do, which I write, and tell you what's going on.
Yeah,
I even
nice.
have the local vicar now writing in it as well,
Yes,
which is great, because he said the two most important for the community is the church and also the pub.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do.
And it's nice to talk to your local community.
Absolutely.
As well.
Yeah, it's been great.
And it's nice to something a bit different. Oh, what's this? While you're sitting at your table.
Well, I think everyone does email now.
Yeah.
And the email newsletter everyone used to get, but we don't look at them anymore.
Yeah.
So people like to read and to hold.
Yeah.
And that's very important. And to see what's going on, and also to see what's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The newsletter, the Purple Cow, is all about what goes on behind the pies.
Yeah.
Why we're making this pie and etc. And that's what we're doing.
Okay, and just one last question.
Yes.
What would you say your favourite pie is?
My favourite pie is the Stilton pie.
The Stilton.
Steak, Guinness, and blue Stilton.
Okay.
And the reason why is because Stilton is it's a different taste when you have it with, say, with the port. It's a very dry kind of taste.
Yeah.
When you cook with it, it melts in your mouth. It's a cream, and it just melts, and the whole thing goes together. So to me,
adds a lot of flavour, doesn't it?
Absolutely. There's a lot happening there. Steak and Stilton to me is amazing.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks a lot, Phil.
You're welcome.
They've even got a separate Mad About Pies menu. Amazing. There was an overwhelming choice of pies on the menu. It was hard to decide what to go for, but I chose the emerald pie, which is the steak and stout, because it's just the classic combination you can trust. And look at this, there's massive chunks of meat. The cross section is great capacity, filled with content. This really is an excellent pie. I love the sourness to the filling because of the stout, and the meat is just melt in the mouth. The pastry it's got a nice doughy taste, but it's still got a nice bit of crunch on the outside. It also came really nice and hot, which I think was partly because it came wrapped in this bit of greaseproof paper here. And as a meal, it's just been excellent. Plenty of creamy mash and veg as well. I think a good sign here is I haven't even had to use any of my gravy jug, just because there's so much gravy in the pie. That was a great pie. It's really hard to find any faults with it at all. Look for the review of that coming on pierate.co.uk, and you'll see here they've been recognised for their spectacular pies by the famous Grouse. So popular they opened a pie shop next door.